Martin Luther King Jr. was an American Baptist minister and civil rights leader whose work helped transform the struggle for racial equality in the United States during the mid-20th century. Through nonviolent protest and moral advocacy, he became one of the most recognized figures of the American civil rights movement. His leadership contributed to significant legislative and social change, and his influence extended beyond the United States. He was born on January 15, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia. His birth name was Michael King Jr., but his father later changed both of their names to Martin Luther King. King grew up in a religious household. His father served as a Baptist minister, and the church played a central role in his early life. During his childhood in the segregated American South, he experienced racial discrimination, which would later shape his commitment to social justice. King attended segregated public schools in Georgia and entered Morehouse College at the age of 15. He graduated in 1948 with a Bachelor of Arts degree in sociology. During this period, he decided to enter the ministry. He then studied at Crozer Theological Seminary in Pennsylvania, where he earned a Bachelor of Divinity degree. Later on, he pursued doctoral studies at Boston University and received a PhD in systematic theology in 1955. While in Boston, he met Coretta Scott, whom he married in 1953. The couple later had 4 children. In 1954, King became the pastor of Dexter Avenue Baptist Church in Montgomery, Alabama. During this period, racial segregation was enforced in many public facilities in the South, including public transportation. In December 1955, after Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a segregated bus, African American leaders organized a boycott of the Montgomery bus system. King was chosen to lead the Montgomery Improvement Association, which coordinated the protest. The boycott lasted more than a year and brought national attention to King. In 1956, the United States Supreme Court ruled that bus segregation was unconstitutional, leading to the end of the boycott. Following this success, King became a central figure in the broader civil rights movement. In 1957, he helped found the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, known as the SCLC. The organization aimed to advance civil rights through nonviolent resistance and church-based activism. King advocated for peaceful protest inspired by Christian principles and the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi. He emphasized that nonviolent action could bring about social change while maintaining moral discipline. During the late 1950s and early 1960s, King led or supported campaigns against segregation and discrimination in several cities. In 1963, he played a major role in the Birmingham campaign in Alabama, which sought to challenge segregation in that city. During this period, he was arrested and wrote what later became known as the Letter from Birmingham Jail. In that letter, he explained the reasoning behind nonviolent protest and the urgency of civil rights reform. Later on, in 1963, King helped organize the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. At this large public gathering in the nation's capital, he delivered his well-known "I Have a Dream" speech. In the speech, he expressed his hope for a future in which people would be judged by their character rather than the color of their skin. The march and the speech became defining moments of the civil rights movement. In 1964, the United States enacted the Civil Rights Act, which prohibited discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. That same year, King was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his leadership in nonviolent resistance to racial prejudice. He was one of the youngest recipients of the prize at the time. King stated that he accepted the award on behalf of the movement as a whole. During the mid-1960s, King continued to advocate for voting rights. In 1965, he participated in marches from Selma to Montgomery in Alabama, which highlighted barriers to African American voter registration. These events contributed to the passage of the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which aimed to protect the right to vote. Over time, King also began to address issues related to economic inequality and poverty. He supported efforts to improve conditions for disadvantaged communities and spoke against racial injustice in northern cities. Later on, King publicly opposed the Vietnam War. He argued that resources devoted to the war could be used to address poverty and inequality at home. His stance on the war led to criticism from some political leaders and organizations, and it marked a period of increased controversy in his public life. In 1968, King focused on the Poor People's Campaign, which sought economic justice for people of various backgrounds. During this period, he traveled to Memphis, Tennessee to support a strike by sanitation workers. On April 4, 1968, he was assassinated in Memphis. His death led to widespread mourning across the United States and internationally. After his death, King's work continued to influence movements for civil rights and social change. In 1983, the United States established Martin Luther King Jr. Day as a federal holiday observed each year in January. His speeches and writings remain widely studied. Streets, schools, and public institutions have been named in his honor. Martin Luther King Jr. is remembered for his commitment to nonviolence, equality, and civil rights under the law. His leadership contributed to major legal reforms and reshaped public awareness of racial injustice in the United States. His legacy continues to be discussed in educational, civic, and historical contexts. Through organized, peaceful protest and moral advocacy, he left a lasting mark on American history and on global conversations about justice and human dignity. His life remains a significant chapter in the ongoing story of civil rights.